And that was how I was going to start. It is wonderful that Senator Brown has brought everybody together this way. I mean, we are a country of different faiths. We're a country of mutual respect. And when I was walking out here with Senator Brown, I said to myself, we're going to be in the tikkun olam business.
Yes.
That's what the Jewish faith is all about, is protecting the world. And I'm so glad that Senator Brown has organized this effort. For those of you who may not know, Senator Brown has been the leader in terms of assembling the coalition for the child tax credit. He and Michael Bennett of Colorado deserve enormous credit for standing for the proposition that a country as rich and good and strong as ours can say that vulnerable families, kids and their parents trying to buy shoes, as I hear from parents in my part of the world, they count too. And my background is working with the elderly as director of the Gray Panthers. And to me, because of the work that Senator Brown and Senator Bennett, my colleagues, have done, we're on board developing the process in this country to make sure that just as we said with seniors and Medicare, that the government has a special relationship, a special bond with the elderly. That's what Senator Brown has helped launch in this country. And we are going to stay at this until we establish that kind of bond between the government and vulnerable kids and vulnerable families. And apropos of taxes, I'll just give you one thought. Just think about the prospect this year of billionaires, many of them continuing to pay little or no taxes because they don't take a wage, so they're able to avoid taxes, and the possibility that some in Congress may want to keep kids from getting the child tax credit after the last payment of today. And I just want you to know, as chairman of the Senate Finance Committee, I am going to be working very closely with Senator Brown and all our colleagues to pull out all the stops to look at all of the ideas and strategies as we push for Build Back Better to make sure that those benefits, the child tax credit benefits, go out in an uninterrupted fashion. Finally, with respect to one preliminary, before we get to prescriptions, let me just say, did we lose Senator Murray? All right. Senator Murray was for the child care benefits before anybody knew about it. And you should know that that leadership has got us to the point when we're on the cusp of being able to significantly increase child care opportunities in our country. So let me talk, for example, about the prescription drug part of all of this. What this is about is, as Senator Brown often says, who are you for? Are you for Big Pharma that has resisted negotiation on behalf of 50 million seniors who feel like they're getting mugged at the pharmacy counter? Or are you for those seniors who are trying to afford their cancer medicine or their arthritis medicine or other kinds of essential medicines? You know who Senator Brown and Senator Murray and I and Senate Democrats are for. We're for those seniors who all over this country for the last few years, and you hear the stories, are cutting up their pills because they can't afford them. They're avoiding taking their pills. They're saying, you know, maybe I'm going to cut back on a meal in order to afford my medicine. And so what we're doing in this legislation, and much of it comes from the Senate Finance Committee, is we're saying we are going to tear down the anti-competition gates at the Big Pharma palace. We're going to tear them down, and we're going to start getting a fair shake for seniors. It starts with insulin. We all know that millions of Americans depend on affordable insulin. We have insurance copay caps on insulin, going to be enormously important to seniors on diabetes. We also have something that our committee developed that says that prices can't go up more than inflation. The big pharma companies have been fighting this like crazy because last year many of their drugs went up higher than inflation. We also have an out-of-pocket annual cap, which is really going to provide a lot of relief, because when seniors, Gesundheit, when seniors have big expenses all year long, they got to have some chance to figure out how to make ends meet. So what this comes down to at the end of the day is that we believe, particularly now, as we go into the holidays, as we all go off as members of different faiths and talk about being family, being together, we believe we're a family as well. All of us here who have a certain moral core, and it says we don't leave people behind. We're capable, in a country where billionaires can end up paying little or no tax for years on end, we can say we're better than that. And we've got a heart for all the folks that these great religious leaders are advocating for. So I feel shot in the tailbone, Rabbi. We might call it the tuchus. I feel shot with good luck to be able to be part of this coalition that Senator Brown's assembled, and whether it's the child tax credit, whether it's tax fairness, whether it's affordable medicine, you know that all of us are all in on this fight, and particularly coming up against the holidays when we're all going to be home, we're going to be with families. It's time to do the right thing. And that's what Build Back Better is all about. I'm sorry, I was supposed to introduce you.
I'm Galen Carey.
Great to see you.